Let's bring in Fred Kemp. He's the CEO of the Atlantic Council and a CNBC contributor. Fred, I mean, in a weird way, then the Liberal Party in Canada might be the only incumbent party during COVID that doesn't get thrown out of office, right?
You know, I have known Mark Carney for some time. He's been the head of the central bank of two G7 countries with Canada during the financial crisis, and he managed it well through interest rates. And then he became the first non-Brit to lead the UK central bank, and he did that through Brexit. And now he's got to lead Canada through one of its most difficult times, which is a potential trade war with a country that has a lot more leverage. And as you said, he's not a politician, but boy, does he know currencies, does he know trade, and he knows how to fight this war. And his quote was a very interesting one. I think the Trump administration in general is underpricing the retaliation that will come from other countries on trade matters, not just because of economic reasons, but as you heard from Mark Carney, from domestic political reasons. He's saying Canada will win. That's a domestic political statement from a person who hasn't been in domestic politics before.
And I'm trying to keep up, Fred, with what's actually taking effect as we watch the market. So today, I thought the Doug Ford, Ontario Premier had said, you know, electricity prices are being tariffed or throttled or whatever going into the U.S. We have today the China tariffs, the 15%, not the 10% on soy and corn, 15% on chicken and a few other products going into effect. So even as the president has dialed back from some of the stiffer tariffs, there are still so many things going into place, bringing us into territory we haven't been in before.
Well, you've got the highest tariff point for U.S. tariffs globally since 1943. Imagine if the steel and aluminum tariffs go through 25%. You could add that to an already 25% Canada if these come back on again. That would be 50% on Canadian tariffs. You already see suppliers in the United States, you know, whether you go on or off, there's still a cost to it. People are building up their supplies, building up their backlogs. They're already buying up, and they're going cash low to buy up supplies from Canada in preparation of this kind of a moment. So I think what the market has learned last week and this week is that this is not Trump 1, where tariffs were a negotiating position. This is Trump 2, where tariffs will be a negotiating position. They will also be tariffs as tariffs to bring in revenue, to move manufacturing, and there'll be tariffs as punishment, as sanctions. For whether it's fentanyl or whether it's for the BRICS countries by moving away from the dollar. And so I think what we're learning is these tariffs are there to stay, even when they may not have a particular economic logic, and even if they may cause inflation or an economic slowdown.
Yeah, and to the extent that Sheinbaum is a template here of how to deal with the president and kind of the best interests of her country. They had that big rally in Mexico City over the weekend, huge attendance, huge passion and excitement, but her playbook has been rather conciliatory, actually.
It's been conciliatory, but it's also been what I'm getting as a message of how to deal with President Trump and the Trump administration from foreign leaders is engage, engage, engage. And that's what Sheinbaum has done. And my guess is that's what Mark Carney will do. I mean, he may actually find a way to a much better relationship than his predecessor in the party, Trudeau, which I guess won't be hard because Trudeau had such a bad relationship. But Carney may be just the kind of person that President Trump can find a wavelength with and get along with. But I think it's really crucial to engage. It's crucial to have some other leverage than Trump's leverage, but also I think engagement is always incredibly important with this very transactional president.